Just because I spend my money doesn't mean I'm gonna go broke. I'm allowed to spend money. It's okay to spend money. Money isn't going anywhere for good. Wealth is for everyone. I'm circulating the wealth. It's safe to spend money. I feel good about spending money. There's no situation in which I go broke again because I'm just not a broke person anymore. Brokenness is a mindset and so is wealth. I have a wealth mindset. I am a wealthy person. Spending money is necessary to live the life that I deserve to live. I understand that the anxiety around spending money comes from old beliefs that aren't mine anymore. That's not me anymore. I am a wealthy bad bitch now, and I hear those thoughts and I redirect them. I rewrite them into something more positive. Money loves me. Money loves my company. When money sees me in a crowd, money comes to talk to me because it knows it's safe with me. As soon as I spend it, it's on its way back to me because it had such a good time with me. And I'm like, yes, girl, come hang out with me, money. Money loves me. It starts in the mind.
Have you ever known somebody or seen somebody and they had a lot of money, a lot of resources, and it just seemed like they were living the life of their dreams? Point where it made you wonder, like, how did they get this? How did they get here? Because it's somebody that would be like the last person you could believe would be in this position. I oftentimes think about people who grow up to become entrepreneurs, or they get these really high big titles in their company, and I think, like, how did they get there? And I've determined that it comes down to a few things. Now just go with me here, okay? What I think these people have is delusional audacity. I mean, these are the type of people that literally go after things and don't stop until they get them. They say, like, I want that raise, or if I want that job, they're going to continue to do the work that they need to do in order to get to the position that they want to be in. Or if they want to acquire a certain amount of wealth, they're going to seek out resources and do the things that allow them to get to the position that they really want to be in. And in situations like that, because they truly believe that this is the life that they're supposed to live and this is the life that is meant for them, and they don't stop until they get it, they are able to see opportunities differently. And I believe in situations like that, that opportunities present themselves differently as well. So when I think about having delusional audacity, right, I think about having courage. Like, you have to overcome fears in order to truly go after the things that you want. And in today's society, it's not always realistic, right? Society wants to keep us in this fear bubble. Society intentionally keeps us in this fear state so that we don't go after the things that we want. And also so that we don't energetically have the ability to attract the wealth that we deserve. For many of us who grew up in like lower class or poverty, we tend to have limiting mindsets around money, and a limiting mindset, like a scarcity mindset. Like, we believe that resources are scarce. People who were raised in poverty and lower class are conditioned to believe that there's not enough to go around, conditioned to believe that there is a lack and just not enough for us to have when we need more. So what I honestly believe is that people who have the resources and have the money and have the dream life, they don't tell us that acquiring all of those things is really a mindset thing. It's really starting in here. And when we change how we see things and how we feel about things internally, that changes what our life looks like. So when we change our internal world, we have the ability to change our external world. The powers that be know that when we have access to resources and education and knowledge, we will use that to get to higher levels. We will use that to increase our education. We will use that to increase our wealth and our health. So by limiting that information and limiting our awareness and limiting the opportunities that we have available to us, it keeps us at this lower state. And if you're not a person who's going to go out and seek opportunities or go out and seek resources, then they're not always just going to be readily available to you. Now, a part of my wellness journey has been overcoming my lack and scarcity mindset. I am somebody who was raised in Section 8, raised on food stamps, lived in the projects. I was in foster care for 10 years, but I was able to literally completely transform my life and turn my life around. Now, even though I did live in Section 8 in the projects on food stamps, my mom never let us know or made us aware that we lacked anything. Like, my mom made everything luxury. Like, to me, at least, we had the best birthdays, we had the best holidays. There was a time when our electricity got cut off, and I didn't realize this until I became an adult, but our electricity got cut off. And you know what my mom did? She made us a candlelight dinner. She cooked us breakfast for dinner. We had pancakes, grits, eggs, sausage, and she lit candles, and we sat around the table and we had a candlelight dinner. To me, I thought that we were just living the life, like living the dream. It was a beautiful life to me, and I didn't realize that that was considered poverty because we had food stamps and we lived on Section 8 and we were in the projects. I didn't see that as living impoverished until I got older and people said that, oh, if you lived in Section 8, you were in poverty. And I'm like, huh, life is what you make it, I guess. Now, when my mom passed away and we went into foster care, I will say that is when the mindset shifts start happening for me. That was a period of time where I experienced scarcity. I had to share a bedroom with my brothers, and it felt more scarce. It felt like I had to fight to survive. And I even, looking back at pictures, I see the transformation in my body when I started to form fibroids. Because at that point in time, I was dealing with grief, I was dealing with abandonment, I was dealing with survival. And when your body is in a state of fight or flight and your cortisol is high, that can promote fibroid growth. So being in foster care and moving around a lot, it kept me in this state of fear. It kept me in this state of being afraid that I'm going to lose everything that I get, and thinking that anytime I gain stability, I would lose it. It kept me in this mindset of not having enough. Even when I got to the point where I did have enough and I had more than enough, I was still constantly always thinking about how to increase and always in a state of anxiety and fear. It created this program in my mind. It was a program that kept me from asking for more money when I knew that I needed it, and I got offered new jobs or new opportunities. I would always lowball myself. It made me settle for just good enough to get by. That was a program that kept me from asking for what I knew that I was worth. That program kept me in debt and in a endless loop of fear, anxiety, and stress. It kept me fearful and not able to attract or receive the things that I really wanted until I changed a lot of things that were going on in my mind and in my spirit. When I learned to believe that I was deserving without attaching the energetic feeling of lack, of that, well, why not me and why her and why don't I get this, in that victim mindset, when I stopped attaching that to my outcome, I started to receive more. And also when I started to express more gratitude for the things that I already had. The opportunities that we have now were not the opportunities that we had years ago. I was able to double my income, negotiate my pay. My husband was able to get a better paying job. We moved out of a cramped 2-bedroom condo into a beautiful 3-bedroom townhouse. And I'm not gonna lie, because of everything that I've been through in my life, it was crazy to see in real time. It's crazy to see what my life is now. Even though I want more, it's crazy that I get to wake up and this is my life, because 10 years ago, 20 years ago, I could have never imagined that I'd be here. So one of the habits that I had to change with my mindset around money was I had to stop acting afraid of my money and stop acting afraid of money in general. There would be times that I would spend money and I would be afraid to go and look at my bank account. I would be afraid to go check the balances on my credit cards. I would be afraid to open mail to see what bills there were. Like, I physically felt fear and anxiety around money. Before me and my husband got married, like, I was so uncomfortable to talk to him about money because I felt shame and guilt around money, and I didn't know where that stemmed from. Now, in the space that we're in, we're able to openly communicate about money, and we meet weekly to talk about where we're at financially. So now I'm able to go out and spend and check my balance after I leave and speak life over my finances. I'm constantly telling myself and now believe, like, we have more than enough. And anything that we spend returns back to us. And anything that we spend is an investment into our future. It's an investment into our joy. It's an investment into our lives. It's an investment into our happiness. And that helps to ease the anxiety of spending. Now, we aren't a household that's constantly like out doing a bunch of extravagant spending. We do like to travel, we'll eat out a few times a month, but that's really it. We are not like living this big luxurious lifestyle. Like, we are very comfortable right now, and we like that. But what really helped us was to become financially aware of where we're at and where we want to be. It wasn't something that we really thought about when we were younger. We were just living our lives and enjoying the time while we had it. But now that we're getting older, it's like, okay, we have to really look at where we are and look at where we're trying to get to. So if you're one of those people who's not really financially aware, I would say to really sit down with yourself or sit down with your partner and really look at your numbers and allow yourself to deal with the anxiety that you feel if you have anxiety around money. Start checking those bills and stop avoiding the ones that you don't want to pay. Have weekly meetings with yourself, like do self-admin days if you don't already, and really set yourself up for the future. My friend actually wrote a book for beginners to help them on their financial journey. It's called Financially Living Right, and it is so helpful. I'll actually post it on the screen for you to see, and I'll leave the Amazon link down for you in the description box too if you want to check it out. It is a really good book for you if you're learning about taxes, if you're learning about budgeting and saving, if you're trying to start a family. This book will be really good for you to purchase. This book has helped us to see and believe that the life that we want is obtainable for us.
First things I do is I have you go through an exercise where you calculate your magic number. And the magic number is not something, nebulous and out in the future. It's actually, I want you to sit with yourself and with your bank statements for the last 90 days and tell me how much money it would take you to have the best week, the easiest month, the least stress possible summer with your family. But let's not forget the present, because if you're coming out of some pretty dark times, your body feels what it's like to be without. Your body knows what it's like to be hungry, to be stressed. And so you have to prove to your body, not just your brain, but also to your body, that you are moving away from poverty, from moving away from those dark times and going to stay there. So what that might look like is if your friends invite you somewhere to go out and it's your friends that you absolutely love and they bring you joy and you haven't hung out with them so long because you've been focused on your goals, say yes to that and put it in your budget. If you go to the grocery store and the apples that you like, this was one of my moments. I would always buy whichever apple was on sale, even though there's really one kind of apple that I actually like in the grocery store.
Really?
So like, if there's one kind of apple you like, buy that one, even if it's not the one on sale, because you deserve to feel, and actually your body needs to feel, those little moments of joy and proof that things are going in the right direction. Now, don't go crazy and buy 10 pounds of apples that you're going to waste, but you can buy 2 or 3 of the kind that you like.
If you are trying to live your best healthy, wealthy life, you have to learn to live within your means, not above it or below it, but within it. Still treat yourself, still do the things that you want to do, just within the means that you're able to. Oftentimes, people will set themselves back by living outside of their means and doing too much, and then also set themselves back by living way too below their means because they're not investing. You're trying to save everything, and that's also a trauma response. When you're trying to save every dime that you get, you're not allowing yourself to enjoy the fruits of your labor. One thing that I always do when I get paid is I pay myself first. When I get paid, I automatically put money into a high yield savings account, and we could talk about that in another video if you want. Something that we do with our money now is we plan instead of just being impulsive all the time, but we use our money as an investment. We look at our money as an investment. It's, like I said, it's energy. So when we spend money to get clothes, we are investing in our energy. We're investing in how we feel about ourselves. When I go and I get a cute new outfit, I feel better. And it's not just temporarily, because that's an investment into how I'm going to be able to show up into the world. Even with that too, when I go shopping and I spend like $100 on clothes, I have to tell myself while I'm at the register, this is an investment for me. I am not putting myself in the negative by buying 2 new outfits. This is okay. This is me pouring into myself. I have the money. It's okay to spend. Because when we honestly feel a fear around money and we have a scarcity mindset and we believe that this is not enough and this is not okay to buy, we will perpetuate that narrative that spins in our head like we shouldn't be doing this. We shouldn't be buying this. If you're not putting yourself in debt and you have the expendable income to spend to buy yourself something, and you know that you need the clothes or you know that you need the food and you're not going to waste it, pour into yourself, invest in yourself. Now be mindful about it. I am going to invest in myself. I'm going to do what makes me feel good. So one thing that I needed to do when I realized that I had these issues with my mindset around money was that I had to change my language. I had to change how I talked to myself and how I talked about money. I just kept saying, I know y'all be saying this too, life be lifing, or these bills is whooping my life is hard. These bills is whooping me. And even if they might be, we don't need to talk about it like that, you know? And when I realized that me personally, I'm now in a position where I'm fortunate enough to be able to pay my bills and still do some of the things that I like to do. I'm still able to travel every month. I'm still able to enjoy date nights with my husband. This wasn't always the case. So now I'm able to look back at where we've come from and to see how far we've gotten to and how far we've grown. And I'm able to express gratitude for my journey. I'm able to remember the times when I was homeless and sleeping in my car, and times when I was on food stamps and didn't have money for gas and didn't know how I was going to get to work. I remember those days, and I remember what helped me to get out of those moments. It was me being bold enough to say, I can do this, and praying about it and saying, God, I trust you to do whatever it is that you're going to do in my life. And then it happened. I've told y'all before about how when I moved to North Carolina, I was homeless. I was sleeping in my car, and in 90 days, God completely transformed my life. And if it can happen for me, it can happen for you too. So one thing that I'm really big on is my affirmations, prayers, and my journal prompts. And today I wanted to share some with you if you're somebody who's stuck in a mindset rut around your financial abundance. So the first journal prompt that I want to give to you for you to reflect on is, what is my earliest memory about money? How did it shape my beliefs around wealth and my abundance? What limiting beliefs do I have about money, and where do they come from? What emotions do I think of or feel when I think about money? What does being rich mean to me? How do I define my financial success? Do I honestly believe that I deserve to be wealthy? Why or why not? And when you are writing the answers to these journal prompts, be honest with yourself. You don't got to share this with nobody else. Be honest with you to uncover what you truly believe about yourself and your financial abundance. So another journal prompt is, what fears do I have around making money? What fears do I have around having more money? What would my life look like if I truly embraced abundance? How do I react when I see other people succeed financially? What does that reveal to me about my mindset? What habits and thoughts do I need to let go of and release in order to attract more financial abundance into my life? If I had unlimited money, what would I do with it? And how would I use it to create a more fulfilling life? What are 3 empowering beliefs that I want to start adopting today? Now, I'll admit that when I start doing journal prompts around money, it was very uncomfortable for me. I had to sit with it. I had to sit with my truths around money, and I had to sit with the experiences that I had around money. I had to forgive myself, and I had to forgive other people. Now, I'm big on sticky notes and affirmations, okay? Prayers, quotes, affirmations. I put them on sticky notes and I put them on my wall. Right now, I have my sticky notes, affirmations, and prayers on green sticky notes on my mirror. There is a psychological thing that happens in our mind when we see certain colors, and I pick green because green is the color of wealth and fresh new beginnings. So some of the affirmations that have been helping me on my journey and my wealthy wellness journey are, I am worthy and deserving of abundance. Wealth is natural and money loves to flow to me. Money is my friend and I always have more than enough. I am worthy of financial abundance, because when we think about our lack of money and the mindsets that we have around our lack of money oftentimes is tied to our self-worth. It's tied to us not believing that we're worthy of having more. It's us believing that we're not worthy of asking for more when we are. So when you dig deep to uncover your feelings around self-worth and you around money, you're able to attract more of that abundance and receive more opportunities for you to get that abundance. Money flows to me easily and effortlessly. I release all limiting beliefs about wealth and success. There is more than enough money for everyone, including me. I am a magnet for prosperity and I attract wealth in unexpected ways. I trust myself to manage and grow my money wisely, because that's another big thing. When you get the money, do you know how to manage it? Okay, because one thing that we realized is that we were getting money and we couldn't figure out where it was going. We weren't paying attention to where we were putting our money at. So when we started to pay attention to that, we started to see like, oh, I do have enough. Like I am okay. And it helped us to relieve a lot of that financial anxiety. Opportunities to create wealth are always available to me. I am open to receiving money from multiple sources. My income is constantly increasing and I welcome financial growth. Every dollar I spend comes back to me multiplied. I am aligned with the energy of abundance. I am grateful for the wealth that I have and the wealth that is on its way to me. Now, if you would like more journal prompts and more affirmations, I do have my Wealthy Wellness Guide that I will link in the description box below for you. It is full of affirmations that I use personally and things that I've used to help uncover my emotional blockages and help to really renew how I feel about and look at and handle money. During the times that we're in right now, it may seem like things are scarce, things are scary, but tune in and don't tune out. Pay attention to your inner world and really pay attention to what you have. Be grateful for what you have and just work to increase it. You are living a rich, rich life. You are living an abundant life. Even when you don't see it as such, even when you don't have as much as you really want right now. Even when I was sleeping in my car, I knew I live a good life. At least I have a car to sleep in. At least I'm somewhere where I'm safe. I'm on food stamps, but at least I got a way to eat. You know, like don't beat yourself up if your life doesn't look the way that you want it to, because your future self is waiting for you to get there. You just have to change your mindset in order to take the steps in order to get to your future self. Okay, you got this. You can do it. You can create the life of your dreams. You are worthy and deserving of all of the financial abundance that you want in your life. You are worthy and deserving of all of the abundance that you desire in your heart. Make sure that you say that to yourself. That is all that I have for you today, loved ones. As always, be bold, be joyful, and always be fully loving yourself.